What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty, aka Downslater. Welcome to the Race Asylum YouTube channel. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We're here to help you get faster in GT Sport and most importantly, have a great time along the way. Fuji turn 1, always a great overtaking opportunity. Take care on the braking zone here. There may be drivers trying to throw it down the inside, so be cautious into turn 1. On the exit of turn 1, make sure you don't run too wide. You can get on the AstroTurf and that will cause you a lot of problems. Into turn 2, it's not normally a passing place, but just be aware running wide on the exit of this corner can be very, very dangerous. Through this long sweeping right-hander, it is possible for people to get to the inside and block off your line, so be cautious on here. This is a prime dive bombing opportunity into this left-hander here, so definitely watch your insides into that corner there. Another big diving opportunity is into the braking zone, into the final sector. The final sector of Fuji, we're going to run through that in slow motion. So the braking point for the final sector is at the Dunlop Bridge, just as the sector starts. You can take a lot of apex here, but be very careful for people throwing it down the inside into that hairpin here. Fuji Sector 3 is very specifically about the line and less specifically about hitting your braking points. Keep an eye on the brake trace. You see we rarely use full brake, and you're going to be coasting through a lot of these corners, just half throttle, half brake, just trying to get the line right. A lot of the time in Sector 3 you'll be driving in the opposite direction to where the corner is, which leaves you very exposed. Right now we were very exposed on the left hand side. A car could throw it down the inside, but the best line for qualifying is to take a really wide corner entry and sweep through the corner. Again, into the final corner we're going to drive straight on. We're not going to think about the corner until we're at the very outside of the track, and then we're going to start to turn in. Again, the inside is very open here, so in the race there's a lot of danger to be had here. We do miss the apex on here, but we're going to get a nice drive down the main straight. So let's see how that all looks when there's other cars on the track with you. I was in a practice lobby. We've got Race Asylum King Ears, we've got VQS Nathan in here. And in this race I'm going to try and exploit some of those inside lines, which can be very dangerous. So let's see how this one plays out. I'm going to be in the Peugeot RCZ. It seems a pretty strong race car, but it does lack top speed. So you'll see right away, even off the line, I'm going to be under threat from King Ears in that Corvette. A Corvette will also be a very strong race car. So just checking behind now. I know I'm going to be under threat into turn 1, but we get on the brakes nicely, close the gap to the leader and get through there quite nicely. A little bit of corner exit there, a bit of swaz going on, but we do keep that under control. And then through this difficult corner here, the tyres probably still won't be up to temperature in the race. We are on the soft tyres right now, so it's probably not the ideal strategy for the race, but we'll just see how this one plays out. A lot of the drivers in this lobby are on the soft tyres, so it is a very even playing field. And this RCZ is very good through this twisty section. As you see, we're just closing the back of the driver ahead. We're going to get under the brakes into the before the hairpin corner here. We do have a gap from behind, so we don't need to think about the cars behind us. It's unlikely they can lunge from that far back, but a quick glance at the radar is always good. And now our Peugeot should be strong through this last sector here. So we're going to try and flow through here, just try and follow the driver ahead, just try and get slightly to the inside. And yeah, this is where you can be very exposed. Keep an eye on radars, especially in this final sector. Now right now that Corvette is going to run for the wide line, so we're going to throw it to the inside. This is what could happen in the race, guys. We do back off and let him sweep around the outside of us, but that is how incidents can happen, so be very aware of that. Let's watch that from the TV cam here. So we're in the Peugeot RCZ, and you can see as we flow through this section here, King Ears is going to take a look to the inside on the left-hander ahead. Keep a lookout for him start to look to the inside. Just right now is going to just start to close in the line. You see King Ears can, if he's feeling very aggressive, if this was a last lap for example, he can just throw it straight to the inside, drive to the apex, park it there and block off my line for turning. This is only lap 1, so we're all behaving very nicely. And then the exact same thing here, that the move I try and pull on the lead Corvette, you can see I could drive straight to the apex and block off the Corvette from taking that line. If this was the last lap of the race, expect there to be fireworks into this section here. Now what actually happens is I compromise my exit massively by taking that narrow corner entry, and combined with a slow top speed of the RCZ, we're going to get absolutely swallowed alive. So King Ears is going to go to the inside. VQS Nathan's, I think, going to go to the outside maybe. But yeah, it's going to really compromise. So think about your corner exits. If you don't have any traffic behind you, then you can afford to have the wide corner entry and get the corner exit speed you need. But if you are in a battle, don't leave your insides too open. So into turn one here, just rewinding that back again. We do try and hang it around the outside, but we just don't quite have enough pace, and we do run a little bit to the AstroTurf. Now, this is going to be a difficult situation. We've got VQS Nathan to the outside. Now, we both respect each other. He gives me space on the inside, I give a bit of space on the outside, and we get through there okay. I think one of us should have backed out of that one. Certainly if you want to play it safe, and certainly if you're in some of the lower lobbies, it's going to cause a lot of problems. Another thing to look out for is into the next braking zone. Certainly when you're in mid-pack, it's very difficult to get the right braking point. You probably will be having to brake early because of drivers ahead of you. It's going to have a bit of a cascade effect. So we do get on the brakes early and look to try and follow Nathan through this section here. We did have a gap behind us, so that allowed us to brake early enough. And yeah, you can just see the cars flowing through this final sector at Fuji. It's probably the most hateful of all sectors of any racetrack, but once you start to understand that it's about the line and about the flow rather than about specific braking points, you can start to unlock some real nice lines through there, and you actually gain a lot of lap time. If you are enjoying this video, if you are finding this information useful, then hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the description below for the Race Asylum Discord. It's where we're going to help you get faster in GT Sport. So combined with this YouTube channel and the Discord, you can just interact with your fellow racers and to help you improve your speed in GT Sport. So you see right now the cars ahead are battling, and although they got away from me a little bit on the straight, them battling is going to really bring them back into my clutches now. So I do have the slightly better performing RCZ through the twisty stuff, and we're going to get a really nice apex and flow through this corner here. And then this corner, I back off when the path is on the right hand side and just let the car flow. Again, a lot of Fuji is about half throttle, half brake, managing that speed. And you see here we have closed right into the back of Nathan now, and we're almost going to get alongside, but a bit of a lapse in concentration, leaving me bouncing off the rev limiter, and Nathan pulls back ahead. Again, we're not particularly under threat from the driver behind, so we've got space to brake at the right place into this final complex. And just a bit of swaz from King Ears there is going to leave us able to sneak through there. And yeah, it's very tight section of track this is, guys. This is where the race is going to be won or lost in the final sector in Fuji. And keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself aware of what's around you, and certainly trying to guard your insides a little bit as we get a massive wide line onto the straight, that's the ideal line, but it just leaves you so exposed. Always remember that, guys. Fuji Sector 3, it's always about guarding your insides if you're under threat. Another thing to remember, guys, if you do find someone that's dive bombed to the inside, then you have the ability to get the cutback. Their exit will be compromised by them going narrow on the corner entry. So position your car in a way so that you can get the drive off of the corner and pass them back down the straight. Hopefully these tips you've found very useful, and this will help you to get faster at Fuji and certainly be more successful in the races. Make sure you subscribe to the Race Asylum YouTube channel. There will be some live streams during the week. There'll either be qualifying community time trial sessions, or there'll be some lobby races or daily racing, so make sure you stick around to check those out, and we'll catch you in the next one.